Cam Newton, I miss seeing Cam Newton every week. I miss hearing from Cam Newton. I miss watching him play. The guy is phenomenal, and if it's up to him, he'll be back with the Panthers next year. According to the Charlotte Observer, he said at a charity event, I am not leaving the team. They've got to ship me off for me to leave. In order for me to leave, they got to get rid of me. It's not up to me. Now, look, I think he has to say that, right? I don't think you play that publicly. You play it behind the scenes if you are looking for a fresh start. I think for Cam Newton, at a minimum, you want to wait to see who the coach is before you make any final decisions about what you're going to do and what you want to do in 2020. That's the huge wild card for everyone. Will the new coach want Cam? And will Cam want the new head coach and the staff that is put in place to work with Cam Newton? And I think it's premature for anybody to make any decisions about what they want next year. But I think Cam has to say that. You're at an event in Charlotte, right? You're not going to come out and say, I can't wait to get the hell out of here. But we have to wait and see what is configured by way of a coaching staff around Cam Newton before we know whether it wants him or he wants it, Chris.
Yeah, that's the big thing. Exactly right. Whoever that is going to be that comes in, are they going to want to entertain the idea of, I want to start my era, my coaching era with Cam Newton as the quarterback. Now, Cam is still phenomenal when he's healthy, but the other piece of this puzzle is, he's into his 30s now. He played the most physical brand of football we've ever seen any quarterback in the history of the NFL play. And we're starting to get little inklings of, is his body starting to fall apart or break down to a degree? Now, I think genuinely believe he wants to stay in Carolina. I don't think he's looking to make a move there. I just think the competitor he is a fabric or a piece of, a fabric or the DNA of Charlotte. He is no doubt the most famous player to ever play for the Carolina Panthers, and I do think he wants to deliver on bringing a championship to the Carolina Panthers too. So I believe him in that sense. I do think he wants to stay there and continue to be the face of the franchise. But whether that happens, to me, is one of the most intriguing offseason stories that we will talk about is what happens with Cam Newton, and is there trade offers or teams that want to make a play for him to make them their new quarterback?
And here's the thing. Look, he can act like he's got no control over this process. He's got significant control over it because fundamentally his contract is very tradable. The Panthers aren't going to cut him. They're going to trade him if they decide they don't want him. And in order to trade him, he's got to be on board with the team he gets traded to. You don't just dump a franchise quarterback onto any team. You can do it with any other position. You can't do it with quarterback. Why, Chris? Because you expect the quarterback to be essentially an assistant coach on the field and to go above and beyond what the average normal player does. Show up early, stay late, study film, set the tone, inspire your teammates, hold them accountable, be part of management except when it's time to decide, which players they're going to keep and which players they're going to add. But you have to have the quarterback be all in. You don't want a reluctant franchise quarterback. That's not going to work for anybody. So if they decide they're going to move on, it's not just like they can say, we're going to pick up the phone and send him to some team out in, wherever. He's got to be on board with it or that team's not going to want him. And so he does have a lot of control over how this all plays out.
Yeah, from that standpoint, you're right. And we're going into the last year of his deal, right, as well? So there's a lot to be he has a lot of power in this situation. So that makes total sense. And, hey, yeah, I think there's some teams that would viably want him this year. I mean, especially the Chargers. I look at that, and we talk about that all the time, to where I go, they'd be crazy to not want a guy like Cam Newton, a little star power out there to take some attention away from the Rams.
And he's got a lot of power to push his way out of Charlotte if he ultimately decides he wants out. New coach, I'm not showing up at all for the voluntary offseason program. Good luck getting an offense installed without your starting quarterback. Now, that sets aside the injury issue, which may keep him from participating anyway, but there's a lot of things that Cam Newton can do to engineer the rest of his career.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.